What's going on, everybody? Quick announcement in the camera world. Sony A7S III has been announced. We have an official date for the Sony A7S III, which is the predecessor. I love Sony cameras. I absolutely love shooting my Sony A7 III. I've got an A6400 here. I've got the whole set of glass now. Official announcement. I saw Peter Lindgren, a good YouTuber that I watch all the time, said July 28th, and he talks about that there's a reason that he winks. So the actual day of the announcement is coming out July 28th, and I'm like, okay, well, that's great. I see a lot of these YouTubers posting this. I jumped onto Google and I searched B&H photo, and boom, I can see it right here. Link in the description, but basically, yep, B&H photo has Sony Alpha A7S III mirrorless digital camera. Release date July 28th. Pre-orders start 10 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, July 28th. The Sony A7S III is here. Now, real quick, I want to talk about three things that nobody's bringing up about the Sony A7S III. Now, if you're a camera guy, listen to this. I think this is interesting. So first of all, I have the ZV-1. I love the ZV-1, and I think if the Sony A7S III does what the ZV-1 did and puts an electronic ND filter in there, that's going to be more clutch than what most people talk about. If you have wide-angle lenses, putting ND filters so that you can shoot at a wider aperture when it's bright out without increasing the shutter speed is clutch. You don't get color shifts. It doesn't look hideous. If you have wide angle lenses, you get all this vignetting if you use normal ND filters that put on the end. So if they put the electronic, kind of what they have with their, what is it, the FX5, FX7, and FX9, FS5, FS7, and FX9, they put an electronic ND filter in there like what they did with the ZV-1, which I love. That's going to be sweet. That's one thing that nobody's talking about. And I got two more here. The third one's cool, I think. Nobody's talking about this. But, if they have the articulating screen, it's kind of funny. I get so used to having my screen like this. I actually, using the ZV-1 where it tilts out to the sides, a little weird. But it's for sure going to have everything that the ZV-1 had. I think the way their parts work, they order lots of the same infrastructure. Everything gets built around it. So I would expect the exact same screen, maybe higher quality, better EVF or whatever. Sony Alpha Rumors has a bunch of different things on here. But again, this is probably going to be a low light monster. So fewer megapixels, but more for that. But here's the third thing nobody's talking about, okay? I saw this. I got all hyped up because I've been waiting for the Sony A7S III for a long time. But Sony has something that nobody else has, okay? Um, you know, when you look at Canon, they have great cameras. That's great. They have awesome glass. They have printers. But Sony has an entire consumer electronics ecosystem that nobody else has. Not only that, they flexed this a little bit with their new Sony Xperia 1 Mark II. So when I think of the Sony A7S III, here's what I think we're going to see. There was a mention in the Xperia 1 that there's an Xperia 1 Mark II Pro, which, holy cows, is a mouthful. But essentially what it's going to have is two main features. If you look really carefully here, this is going to have an HDMI in, and it's going to have 5G. Now they're talking about this for cinema cameras, where the idea is that having the 5G broadcast capabilities, you'd plug this into a broadcast camera and you'd be able to send it all over the place. But folks, if they meld their Sony Xperia 1 Mark II or this Pro so that, one, you could use your phone as an external monitor, two, with 5G capabilities or even just improved Wi-Fi capabilities between them, well, you start to think about how much better it would be to wirelessly control your camera in a meaningful way. Right now, the apps are just totally, they're weak. They don't last a ton. But I think what we're going to have is that they're going to try and use the Sony A7S III because they already have the most market share when it comes to mirrorless cameras. They're going to try and use this camera and the next couple generations, I think, to push and build out more of their phone market. Because if they can get into the phone market, get more market share, that's going to grow their abilities in big ways. So if you read here, this was something that this Xperia is going to have. Now, they also put all these alpha features in there. I would just expect that, sure, we'll get a good iOS update, but you watch. If it's not this camera, it's going to be coming soon, where they're going to start flexing their real differentiators that they have third-party electronics or consumer electronics. You got the Sony PlayStation 5 or whatever it is. You've got all sorts of Sony headphones. And if they start to integrate those, which that's the only place this goes, right? Keep it cooler, make it more functional, come out with some great features. But I think that if they flex that with the ND filter and I think it's going to be sweet. So I'm looking forward to this camera. Can't wait to see what it looks like. I'm super jacked. But let me know in the comments what you think about it. Apologize to all my other subscribers. Good luck, guys. God bless.